get a little FEMA update. We're finally getting close to the end as far as a lot of this FEMA paperwork. And you know, if we think about kind of the city or public works side of things, we have just a couple more project worksheets to finish up. But one of the big ones is our debris removal one, and they've now asked us for estimates of time remaining, and they will file this worksheet just based upon this estimate of time remaining. So that'll all come to a close here. Actually, he might stop by here, he said, tomorrow. And did get the word today, which was very reassuring, that we are in fact paid for disposal cost of burning the stuff while it's out there. And so we do get $1 a yard for burning everything that's out there.
Wow.
We have 10,000 yards.
Oh, my goodness. I don't know how you can figure out how much stuff's out there, but more power to you, but you got to figure it out.
Jack measured it, and it's just
sounds good to me.
The size of the pile.
And I'm certainly not going to go out there and argue.
It's gone now.
It's gone now, yeah.
Now the question is, how much have we got borrowed from the bank now because of this FEMA?
300,000.
300,000. That's at 1%. You said.
Right.
Okay. So the meter's running, but it's not spinning.
Right. Now, on the electric side of things, we're getting meeting with the FEMA guys again on Thursday. And we will very likely have the project worksheet completed for all the work done to date. So this would be the $700,000 one. So this is all those costs and all of the paperwork that goes into that. Really there's nothing being questioned by FEMA anymore. We just need to finalize all of the costs, get it together, sign the paperwork, and it can go in. And we would be reimbursed then the 75% of that shortly thereafter. So they basically now have said on the electric side of things, we would file 2 project worksheets. One would just be for all of the work done to date, and this is the one that's finalized and we can submit. And then we would have one for what they would just call future work, and that is whether our guys are out there tightening hardware, doing whatever, okay, or this is the large projects on replacing conductors, upsizing poles, this type of stuff. So last time we got together with FEMA, we also had our engineer down here to meet with them at the same time, and they all got on the same page about what exactly is needed from the engineer to proceed with any of these FEMA programs about upsizing conductors, this type of stuff. And then Bill and Kurt, the engineer, spent the rest of the day doing kind of a cursory view of the system and putting some rough numbers together about whether we would qualify for a lot of this conductor replacement. And you know, their initial view is that yep, we will qualify for a lot of this conductor replacement. Just within the past year, FEMA has changed their rules about when conductor replacement would be allowed, and basically it's a lot easier to meet their criteria now for conductor replacement. And I was a little ignorant about this, that when they say replace conductor, you know, I took it as replace the wires, and they take it as upsize the wires, and because you're upsizing the wires, you also need to get all the poles put in according to code. You know, so when they're saying conductor replacement, it is line rebuild.
Cool.
Okay, and it certainly looks like we can be eligible for at least portions of the system to be rebuilt that way. So today and tomorrow, we had a couple of the engineering techs down here doing the closer critical examination of the entire system and getting everything documented on that. So although we meet with FEMA again on Thursday, we probably won't have anything together about any specifics on that. But that does have to happen. We have to file all of our claims within 60 days of our kickoff meeting, and we're down to 25 days now to get everything taken care of. So it all happens here in the next 3 or 4 weeks. to get all of our potential projects together, see which ones meet their criteria. And at that point, we would have some idea about, you know, how many miles of lines would be replaced.
And once all these claims are submitted, isn't it reviewed by another FEMA board?
Sure, that's true.
So how long does that take?
Everything, it takes a matter of weeks, I mean, not a matter of months anymore, Jerry, but.
I mean, these guys come out and help them determine what damages are and all the reports are submitted, but you have an idea of what's going in, but you're not guaranteed until it goes through another board, right?
Very true.
That's what I thought.
It's, everything is checked and double-checked by people higher up, and they will question a lot of things on it, you know, that certainly is their job to do.
Just because this group says we'll get it, don't mean...
Yep, very true.
We might get it, but it might be a different.
Yeah, you're gonna get it somewhere.
Yeah. So about the electrical, you know, I heard one sometime talk about, you know, the backup generators, emergency generators and stuff. Does FEMA take that into consideration at all? I mean, for future problems?
Now, and they can, but this would be through a separate type of mitigation.
Okay.
Okay?
That's,
If they talk about 404 program versus the 406 program, it's just the code section, but the 406 program is something that occurs during the administration of the disaster.
okay.
Okay? The 404 program is what happens later on after the fact. It's a competitive program that you apply into, and the state administers that.
Okay.
So if we would look at generators and stuff, we would be applying into this competitive program later on.
Is that something we would take a look at doing?
Certainly. You know, whether it's generators for here, shop. We've had some discussion about certain lift stations, water plant.
That's what I was just kind of wondering. Solve some of our problems that we're into.
As far as incurring engineering costs, we are now incurring the engineering costs at hourly rates. To work through this and all the way through the process to get our application into FEMA for this 404 funding, which is looking very positive. You know, figure that it's going to be at least $20,000 of engineering costs. Good part about that is that even engineering costs are covered within FEMA. So that generally look pretty positive. You know, hopefully everything continues down that path.